Look at this one, Pete.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this is it's almost like a Ruyi scepter, but it's different. Because they're not Ruyis, these are big jade discs. So this is carried. I think it's the big disc is lent on your shoulder. I'm not sure. I've seen these in paintings of high officials. But in general, you didn't actually carry it. Somebody carried it around in front of you because it was too precious.
Look at this, Pete.
Yeah, see, look at the beauty of the carving of that. And that's got a complete description of what it's for written onto the. This is why the Manchus documented everything.
Look at this. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it's amazing stuff.
Amazing.
It's like when you see the actual things that are coming directly from the Imperial Palace collection, they often have labels on them with a complete description of when the thing was put into the collection and who used it. The Qianlong Emperor used to keep his musket balls that he went hunting with. So he'd shoot a tiger and they'd recover the ball and they'd put it in a little silk bag and there'd be a little tag saying this ball was shot on such and such a day and killed a tiger. It's just not. It's totally crazy, but it's amazing.
Okay, B. This is a matchlock musket of an emperor, right? They took it. They are very proud of that, right?
So the Qing Emperor.
Yes, exactly. Look at this, B. You will not believe how beautiful it is. Let me just show you close-ups. Last time I didn't have it, but look at this. Look at this. Look at the writings.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's a matchlock in the Toreador style, which they got from Turkey and India. You see the trigger is that little bulge down the bottom there. For some reason in Europe, after the 1500s, matchlocks, the cock comes backwards.
Backwards, yes.
Whereas in the rest of the world, like in Japan and Turkey and everywhere else, it went forward. I don't know why. I think it had to do with how they set the springs up. All of this is internal, which means it's less likely to get dirty and cruddy and stuff like that. So it's a good design. This looks like a really high quality barrel.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything is high quality on this one. Look at the stock.
So the butt of the stock is jade.
Jade, yes.
Yeah, jade is remarkably tough. You'd think it's fragile. It can be, but it's normally quite tough. Particularly, you've got to understand that when people were carving this in China, they would notice if there was a weak spot and something where it would crack or something like that. They would know whether or not you could use this for this or it was purely decorative. Now, all of those characters are inlaid into the wooden stock. Yeah, this is spectacular. That's all in Chinese. There's no Manchu there.
Look at the barrel.
Yeah, see, this is a really nice quality barrel, isn't it? You would say Turkish style or Persian style because this is what they like. See the two horns there? This is a bipod. So on the stock there is a folding bipod, so you could sit down on the ground and aim your gun with no problems. You didn't need any. I mean, at the same time in Europe, they were just giving up using those stocks with a little fork on the end to balance your musket on, because muskets were really heavy. In Asia, they incorporated a bipod into the gun stock. Yeah. This was really normal, and it was used into the early 20th century.
Pete, do you remember the yellow armor we talked about? Look at the plates here. You can see them clearly. I was waiting for this. Look. Yeah,
and see this
overlapping. Do you see that, Pete?
Yeah,
that's what Pete mentioned. You see that? And they are not limited.
They're only half exposed, so half of the plate is under the silk.
Yes, half is on.
And the silk bands act the same way as the lacing does in lamellar.
And I need to say, when I was looking at it, you see that bit here, and you look at it closely. I couldn't capture it here.
Yeah.
You could see inside sometimes the plates, right? So they have plates everywhere.
Yeah. You can see sometimes the rivets go further than the opening that the plates are visible through, because the end plate is often wider than these little plates, because those little plates are designed like that so that it'll flex around the leg.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it. As Bede said, they used it for ceremonies. But the reason I mention it, I don't want to mention her name, but it was a French paper on that. They said this is a purely dress. There is no metal in it. In French, the colleague wrote. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, this is,
Sometimes the metal in it is as thin as foil. I mean, it's not functional armor.
Yes.
But yeah, there's definitely metal in it.
Yeah,
as I said, I was lucky enough to be in Sydney when they were taking down one of these exhibitions of the Qianlong Emperor's equipment, and it's amazing how even the purely ceremonial stuff is so meticulously well made.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, obviously it's got to look good, but there's that underlying understanding of what they're trying to demonstrate.
Absolutely. Pete, look at bipod.
Yeah, the bipod. This is gazelle horn, I would guess.
Yes, it is.
Or ibex, maybe ibex. I'm not sure.
I think so. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's light, it's strong.
Yes. Okay. Excuse me.
Okay. Now we're going on to the UA axe.
Yes. Pete, look.
Oh, that's not a UA.
Oh, no.
That's a gay.
No.
That's a different thing.
No.
That's a UA.
Yeah. Sorry. I just look at this. Look at this.
This is kind of like a style. There's Song Dynasty tomb guardian statues carrying axes exactly like this from 700 years before this was made. And there are even earlier ones, like if you go back to the Shang Dynasty, like 1100 BCE, they still had these giant axes. Now, whether they were ceremonial or they were used for execution, I don't know. But the quality of workmanship in making these is spectacular. And the thing that's important to understand is the Chinese had a long tradition of polearms and sets of polearms, so that you would have a set of polearms in a hall. It wasn't necessarily there for you to use the polearms. It was a statement of your military preparedness and your dedication to fighting for the emperor.
This was this. This one was this, and a halberd. So when I was making these slides, I didn't, So
yeah, no, that's okay.
That's this. Look at, I love this. This one.
Now they call it a halberd. It's not a halberd.
Yeah.
The translation into English is unfortunate.
Yes.
That crescent-shaped blade is not for cutting.
Yes.
It's a hook.
It's a hook, yes.
It's meant to catch spear shafts, slide down the shaft, and you've got to drop the spear because it will damage it. It's also, you can hook people off horses. This is often used by horsemen. And it's got a strong blade for stabbing. Often in the more martial arts oriented one, that is a sinuous type of blade.
Pete, look at the midrib of it. Look at this. How thick it is.
Yeah, that's solid.
Look at this.
Normally don't have that little dragon head sticking out the back there. That's special.
You need to understand, this is for the imperial collection.
Somebody's walking behind the emperor carrying this.
Yes.
And it's just to let you know that we can deal with any problems. These are there's two kinds of these. There's the plain one with a single crescent, and there's the double one which has a crescent either side. and that's named after the famous Three Kingdoms general Cao Cao. And these.
Oh, I don't have more.
Oh, they got a stirrup.
Yes,
these.
I just wanted to show the stirrup to you.
Yeah.
What do you think about this one?
See, they really did know how to decorate a stirrup. See, the funny thing, I mean, I've got a pair of stirrups, not anything. I've got a modern pair because I wanted to use them for riding.
Yeah.
When the Qing cavalry rode, they put the ball of their foot in the center of that disc. They didn't put their foot into the stirrup like we would. They just rested the ball of their foot there, and they were standing up in the stirrups. These stirrups are really stable. But, of course, even the plainest ones often have those dragon heads where the stirrup leather goes through. This one's got cloisonne on the foot pad of the stirrup. That's a real show-off piece because cloisonne is quite delicate. But it's an absolute top-of-the-line stirrup. Oh, okay. This is the...
This is what they put it in the Chinese collection to replace that armor, which is on another exhibition, possibly. So this is, they say that this rostrum as bead set is used in South India, is used in Iran. We have examples in Iran. We have also miniatures as well. Papua and many places they use that. Look at this bead. Isn't it beautiful?
This is a weird thing. I mean, it's such a strange implement.
It has nothing to do with Chinese. I've just put it here because it's there now, right?
Yeah. No. But the Chinese emperors collected these. There's several of them in the imperial city. Everybody that sees them just goes, "This is so weird. We've got to have one." There's no intention of ever using it. It's just so bizarre. And of course, the poor old sawfish, who's innocently, they use these for catching small fish in the mud, out, like in murky waters, because they swim along and they kind of shake their heads from side to side, and if they hit something, it's out of combat. They just swallow it whole, I think.
So they seriously use that to hunt?
Well, no, the fish that it grows on uses it to hunt.
Yeah, the fish use it to hunt. Okay.
Yeah, they swing their heads from side to side.
Okay.
They're a really ancient lineage of shark.
No, I didn't know that the sawfish uses it as a weapon. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. They swim around in shallow water, just in muddy water. Nothing can see them what they're doing, and this just slices through the water side to side. And if it hits a fish, it'll kill it, and then it just eats the fish.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have them in Northern Australia, I think.
You have it there as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
is it protected?
I think so, because they're not exactly common. I think they live in the same areas that saltwater crocodiles do.
And are they like big swords made of them in Australia by Aborigines?
I think Aborigines occasionally did make them. They're particularly popular in the Polynesian islands.
Oh yeah, of course.
As weapons, because you can imagine a 2-meter tall Polynesian warrior swinging one of these. You'd be running away real fast if you had the opportunity.
No, of course.
But the sawfish themselves are really quite big.
Yeah.
This is, like maybe a fifth the length of the fish. So the fish could be, 3-4 meters long. Oh, and it's got almost a meter. Yeah, they're not small. When you see them swimming, because I've been in the areas they were, but I never saw any in the wild, but I've seen them like on video. They're quite elegant swimmers.
Could they be dangerous to human beings?
By accident, yeah. Oh. If you were walking in water where there was one swimming and it hit you with that, it would lacerate you to the bone.
Of course.
But they're not. They don't attack people or anything. They're just. inherently dangerous. I think that they're closer to rays than they are to sharks, so I'm not sure. But if you look them up online, and I suggest this to anyone that's interested, they really are spectacular animals, and they're the kind of thing that you don't want to go extinct because it's just so bizarre. I mean, you've got things like swordfish with the long spike, which they also use in fishing, but this is a whole different thing, and these are so old. Often when you see illustrations illustrating Spinosaurus, the giant theropod fish eater, they often have sawfish in them as potential prey back in the like Cretaceous period, and they were old then. They'd been around for a long time.
Some of the teeth are missing, right? Look at this.
Yeah, well, the actual rostrum is cartilage; it's not bone, and it's quite easy for a tooth to fall out. You notice they're different sizes too.
Yeah.
Some are long and some are quite short, like up to the base of it where it's near the head. Here we have a very famous photograph and a famous painting.
Yeah.
So, photograph on the left is a general.
Yes.
He is fully armored up. The armor is a bit big for him.
This is the armor which was not there. Quite similar, right? With this.
Yeah. It's that class of armor.
Yeah. And the other one is the yellow armor we saw.
Yeah. So the other one is the famous painting by Giuseppe Castiglioni of the Qianlong Emperor. You can see how the armor works. Notice the armpit guards.
Yeah.
The quiver belt that the quiver, bowcase, and sword are on is underneath the jacket. It doesn't go over the top. You often see people when they're trying to reproduce these armors nowadays, they put stuff on top of the jacket, but it's meant to be free moving, so you can twist at the waist completely. This armor looks very decorative, but it's functional. It's you notice the armor over the thighs is firmly attached to the thighs. There are straps on the inside to hold it on. I've seen that on real armors. It doesn't hang down loose. There are a couple of miniature paintings from the Ilkhanate in Iran where they show those side flaps just hanging down loose. But that's almost certainly somebody's riding around their armor that they haven't done up, and the artist has said, "Oh, you can do it that way." No, they're meant to cover the front of the thigh and the side of the thigh. The horse protects the inside of the thigh. It's quite a practical armor. You can't really tell from this size of the painting, but his arm guards are tubes made from very thin strips of gilded steel, which they're quite flexible. I think the strips are only about 3 millimeters wide. They're really tiny and they overlap, so that it's just this continuous layer. And he's got his little horse whip. The Manchu whips are different from the Turkish and Persian whips. You notice the quiver has the arrows divided into different types, and you can tell by the fletching colour. Peter Decker's published a translation of what arrows you carried in what parts of this quiver when you're on parade, as opposed to when you're hunting or when you're going to war. And you can see how fully protective the neck guard of the armour is. Yeah. It's only the face is visible. Yeah, this is really nice. His boots are a bit spectacular.
Yeah. Yes. Bede, we have come to an end of. Did you like this collection?
Oh yeah, I think this is wonderful stuff. I mean, some of the swords were remarkable. That musket was spectacular. They call it a shotgun. I think they mean a fowling piece, which is...
Yes, that's what they want to say. Yes.
yeah. I mean, sometimes the translations don't work. The English has a very precise set of words for guns.
Yes.
Because the upper class in England really did like shooting stuff. So they developed lots of different words for it. But when you see the kind of the level of metalwork and the integration in the design and the functionality of these things, it's really pretty spectacular, isn't it?
Spectacular. Pete, we are going to continue our journey in this journey. For this museum, we are going to see Viking swords, medieval swords, among them King swords from medieval Europe. Then we go to Renaissance swords, some of them King swords. These type of things we are going to see. These are unbelievable. And we are going to see, European, but crossbows, bows, original stuff. That's what we are going to see. This is
sounds great.
Yes, this is what.
It's like going on a holiday, sitting in my lounge room.
Thank you very much for being here. It was lovely. And,
it's a pleasure. It really is.
Thanks a lot. Hope to see and to continue our journey soon then, right? Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you. Bye-bye.